Thank you.
Well, that's when it showed up.
Oh, yeah,
Believe me, I know.
right, that's right. Yeah.
Knowledge that.
I know, PSPCIS. PSPCIS. That's a mouthful. It is. Okay. It's a mouthful. Yeah, yeah. But yes, it is. I always think, do I have the P's and the S's in the right order? I don't know. Okay. Okay, y'all ready to get started? I think it is Commissioner Kirksey.
Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Let us pray. God, we come before you again, and we ask that you're always with us. We thank you, Father, for what you've given and provided for Hutchinson County. Lord, give us wisdom and knowledge, wisdom to know what to do and the knowledge to know how to do it. Be with us today in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Okay, the first item on the agenda is public comments. Do you have any? Thank you. We'll move on to the consent agenda. And I added a couple, these just reports came in a little bit later and I didn't get them added to your packet. So you've got there at your spot, the JP1 report, as well as the Hutchinson County Library report for March to add to the consent agenda on the report part. So did anybody have any questions or anything they need to pull off of the consent agenda? Or do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda as corrected.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All right, the first item on the agenda is to consider and or approve hiring a new ag extension agent. Josh? We have Josh Brooks here. He's our district. Right.
How's everybody this morning?
Good.
Proud to be here. I am proud to introduce Caleb Budd. Caleb Budd has a degree from WT in general agriculture. She was an intern for Randall County last summer, did a fantastic job. I expect her to do great things as we move forward. Her official start date will be April the 1st. Hutchinson County's portion of the salary will be $30,000 plus whatever travel is allotted to her. And with that being said, y'all have two agents going to state 4-H roundup, so we might need to work on some budget stuff there. Caleb Budd.
Okay, thank you, Caitlin. Nice to have you. We're excited about finally getting to fill that position and excited to have you with us. So congratulations.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to need to formally approve the hiring of Caitlin. So do I hear a motion to approve the hiring of Caitlin Budd as our new ag extension agent?
I move to approve the hiring of Caitlin Budd as our new ag extension agent.
You need to talk about
This is the budgeted salary is $30,000. That's what the monthly is.
Oh, so I need to say this out loud?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
At the rate of 30,000 year as budgeted and a monthly rate of 2,500.
Right. Do I hear a second?
I'll say,
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All right. Thank you and congratulations. If you need anything, let us know. Thank you.
okay, thank y'all.
Thanks. Thanks, Josh. Okay, item 2 is to consider and or approve the interlocal agreement for lease of election equipment. This is with PSIST.
It's Danette, PSPCISD. They are leasing, some express vote election equipment from us for their May 2nd, uniform election.
Do I hear a motion?
And Craig has approved that in our local agreement.
Okay.
Move to approve the interlocal agreement between PSP CISD in the use of our election equipment.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. All right, item 3 is our museum director report. Ashley?
I've got a bunch of stuff to give y'all today.
Hey.
Be like we're in school.
Thank you.
Homework. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Where's the other ones? Did I give you too many, Sarah?
Yeah.
Here, oh, I was gonna say. Kelly and
Give
I
me
can
two
share.
pages. Did I give you two? I gave you.
Sure.
See, you were getting bonus work. There you go. I'm sorry, I was gonna leave you that. I wasn't. Okay, we've been super busy at the museum. We've got a lot of stuff going on. We've had, let's see, I was here in October, so I just started from October and came forward. So we've had a total of 940 visitors. We've had several of them were in town, but that was because we had an extremely successful quilt show. We had it, entries from all over the tri-state area. They weren't just the county residents, because a lot of our county residents were a little scared because previous quilt shows have been kind of scattered. So they were all impressed with our new format that we have and the new ways of doing things. So we've had a lot of people calling and asking about this upcoming October's quilt show. So I anticipate this one's going to be a big one. So we had a 2-page spread in Accent West magazine. Previously, they just ran an ad for the quilt show. And so this was the first time that they actually got the pictures of the winners, the names of the winners, and the names of their quilts in there. And that was huge. People were really excited to see their picture in Accent West. So I did want to take time to thank Dee Dee and Rosa. They did a great job of organizing and help maintain the show. And we could not have done it without Dwayne, Juan, and Cody. They hung all the quilts and then they came back later and took all the quilts down. And they were a great asset to have. So thank you very much. They did a great job for us. We have a team within Hutchinson County, and it's so good to be able to utilize every aspect of that team. We had a different change with Christmas on Main. Instead of doing it after the evening parade, we did it on a Saturday with Downtown Merchants. It was all during the afternoon. It wasn't dark. People weren't cold and freezing. The kids loved it because they didn't feel rushed. It was just a good experience for us, and I hope we get to do it again. We got contacted last week from Panhandle Plains Historical Museum. They are adding to our Harold and Olive Bugby exhibit. We're getting some of Harold Bugby's art. And anybody from this area that knows Harold Bugby, he was an amazing, talented artist. He was the first curator of art from Panhandle Plains. So to get some of his art here in our museum is an outstanding honor. So I'm going to coordinate with them tomorrow to arrange pickup. So that'll be exciting. So as soon as we get that in, I'll email everybody so y'all can come check it out and look at all the cool stuff we're getting. I'm going to Shamrock to the Panhandle Area Museum Directors later this month. We've had several homeschool tours, more school tours. Rick and I went to West Texas Elementary School to speak with the first graders in Ms. Ponce's and Ms. Rice's class. It was the coolest event. We had it in their library. And if anybody knows Rick Say, he's the most amazing historian. He's a local legend and we're so blessed to have him. He always says he's the least paid county employee. And I'm like, wait a minute, I don't think so. But he's awesome. He only works 1 day a week for us, but he is a huge asset. And so when we went to the school, he took him a piece of volcanic ash that was found right out here at Lake Meredith. It's from, he thinks Yellowstone. So from the fact that it was millions of years ago, formed here at Lake Meredith, it's kind of wild that it's right here. So he took a big old rock and we were beating it with a hammer and the kids loved that. They got to beat it with a hammer. And we talked about the different things that are available here. We also did World Read Aloud Day at Gateway Elementary. That was super fun. And then Paul Belton will be visiting us along with the library later this month. They'll do their little annual school tour. Still working on the 100th birthday celebration. They want to do it all in October with the city of Borger. So we're real excited about that. We also I talked to ABC 7's weather team. They wanted to do a special on wildfire. It actually aired last Saturday. She didn't tell me it was going to air Saturday. A lot of people at church told me they saw me on the news and I went, I did not know I was going to be on there this Saturday. So I'm going to see if she can give us a little snippet about it. If she wanted to know about wildfires historically and how they affected our area. Dee Dee and I will be going to the Preserving Rural Stories, the Resources Grants, Historical and Cultural Associations, and the Texas Panhandle Conference later this week. Is hosted by Humanities Texas and the Smithsonian. So I'm real excited for that. We're going to look at different grant opportunities to improve our collection and improve our exhibits. Poor Chris. I had to harass Chris a lot the past couple of weeks because our fire alarm kept beeping. I was like, what is going on with this fire alarm? I have done nothing but change light bulbs and deal with batteries ever since I got here. It's been fun. But our fire alarm, the backup batteries had gone out on them. And so we had Allstate come and re-inspect our system just so we were up to date. Here in a minute, I have a little paragraph here on our copier. And we have a visitor here that is here to help me explain our copier machine. That's our line item after this.
Yeah.
But then before we get to the copier, we have gotten some stuff in the gift shop that I want to talk with y'all about. But upcoming is the car show. We've got the Beach Bash car show the first Saturday in June. The quilt show is coming in October, and then the 100th birthday celebration will be during the Boomtown Tober in October also. So, okay, I have this wonderful stuff for Alicia and Tiffany.
So we're gonna move on.
Yeah, okay.
So this is agenda item number 4 is to consider and or approve the markup sale prices on items in the Hutchinson County Historical Museum gift shop.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Switching gears. Okay, Alicia and Tiffany have been working with me on this. And our gift shop is we've pretty much just had books. It wasn't real exciting. It was, adult kind of stuff. And we have a lot of kids come in and they want to buy something cool to remember their time at the museum. And so we found some cool things that we bought. And this first paper that you have here with the yellow, that is our inventory of everything we have. When you get to the first part of it's all books pretty much. But when you get to I believe it's the second page. It says item inventory updated 12/31/2025, and it starts with Boomtown prints and a map that looks like this. You get to this page, this is where we talk about the different items. We have stuffed animals, friendship bracelets. We have some really cool necklaces and like arrowheads, spirit point necklaces. We have these little they're little rocks that you dig. You kind of hit the rocks and stuff, and it has a gem inside or a dinosaur, just something to kind of keep with our historical theme. So I put on this paper without the yellow on it. This is a list of those items. This is the price that we paid for them in the first column. And then I spoke to the gift shop, several gift shops at museums around the area. And I also spoke to the lady that runs the hospital gift shop here in Borger. They do a 50% markup. I was just going to mark it up a couple of dollars, and make it an even, like instead of $21.99 on that 12-inch, it's a big stuffed animal. I was going to sell it for like $25, but most all the other gift shops have a 50% markup. And so this is where I'm coming to you to see, do we need to do a 50% markup? What do you recommend that we do? Because speaking with Tiffany and Alicia, we needed your approval to do whatever you want me to do.
That's on everything. Well,
I didn't know about the books. We could do the books if that's what y'all decide.
May I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
We kind of need to do like we did with the fuel cracks at the airport, where you can. I think it would be easier for you to say, the markup is like 30%, 50%, 25% or whatever, rather than setting prices, because if your price goes up,
Right.
then you're kind of stuck at a price. So if you agree to let
Right.
her mark anything up by a percentage, then it'll always, stay. So.
Thank you. That makes perfect sense. I didn't understand all that till I spoke relationship.
Well, if we do a 50% markup, that'll cover those costs for a while, right?
Should,
Well, it covers the cost and 50% profit
right?
on top of that.
Yeah.
My concern is
The cost
people can go to,
You'll still have a 50% profit. So
Mhm.
Any
Oh,
$12.
okay.
then you're
No matter what it
gonna-
costs, yeah.
Mhm.
But then you're gonna
Amazon
clearance
is-
them out. You're gonna clearance them out because not every product's gonna move in gift shop. So after a while, you'll need to move that inventory. And so it'll be marked down below what we paid for it just to get rid of it.
Just
So 50% sounds awesome.
But I do see Chris's point too, though, because you can go on Amazon and buy the same thing, but you'd be surprised when they come to the museum.
Mhm. They're gonna buy it when they're there.
That's why they're there.
You
So,
never compete with Amazon in
I know.
in anything. That's, business people know that.
right.
It's more about the. memory
Experience.
Of the experience.
Than it is.
You buy nachos at a gift shop, they're $100.
Yeah.
You buy nachos at home, you can make them for 25. I eat good nachos, by the way.
I know, I was gonna say, the price of nachos is going up. Have you been to the grocery store within the past few weeks?
But on Amazon, they're $1.50.
Right. With free shipping.
Yes.
So I need that in form of a motion if everyone's agreeable. Someone wants to make a motion about the markup?
move to approve the markup of sales prices on items in the gift shop of the museum to 50% of the purchase price.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, thank you, Ashley.
Thank
I
you.
think you have the next one also is to consider and or approve the purchase of a refurbished copy machine for the museum.
Yes, okay. My
Come on up.
provider, yes, and I want to introduce to you, because we have used help make all this possible. This is Maggie Rich, and no, we did not color coordinate together. That's kind of just coincidence. Maggie is awesome. She's been working with Judge. She's been working with me. Before I came on as director, Clay, he's an outstanding artist. Everybody knows that. And he had this Epson printer that the ink cost $1,000 to use it. And while it should be used for certain things, I was born and raised in the library. I always used our Xerox machine to do everything we always did, brochures, posters. So I'm very comfortable with Xerox. Plus, we have a lease agreement with Xerox. And so I couldn't understand, or with Visual Edge, sorry. I couldn't understand why we weren't using our Xerox machine to do our things. Matter of fact, it wasn't even connected to my computer in my office. So when I started using the machine, it started getting used. Well, we call him, his name is Newman. I don't know why they named him Newman, but his name is Newman. And Newman gets cantankerous. And usually I
Gotta say it
can.
right. Newman.
Yeah. See, you get it.
You gotta say it right.
He's always like, Newman. And I'm like, what did you do now? So I go mess with him. Well, it got to the point where I can't fix him on my own. And I mean, we have an agreement with them to do it. So Jason came over and he goes, this machine is like, it's technically dead. It was out of date a couple years ago. And I said, what do you mean? And so then that's when Maggie jumped on board and is like, oh my gosh, we can't find parts for your machine. It's becoming a problem. So, and our agreement was kind of out of date because it was not allowing me to make, I didn't realize it only allowed so many copies per month. Did not know that. So we've been going over every single month because we do brochures, we do posters, we do flyers, scavenger hunt papers. Ashley didn't know that. Ashley knows now. Ashley has allotted it for it now. But anyway, Maggie has done her research and she has found us, and I didn't print off this. Judge has. it.
They should have it in
Okay.
their
Got it.
packet.
Okay, so this is, I'll let you describe our current.
Sure. So what Ashley was saying is the machine, it wasn't being utilized previously. And so it stayed on the contract, so it could be there pretty much for decoration, but then Ashley came along and she realized that the Epson machine is very expensive to print off of. And it's much more practical to print off of the Xerox. So that's really what she was saying, but it did come to end of life, I think.
2024, December.
Yep, so we're approaching a year and a half on there. So really the price that she's allotted is about $71 a month currently. And we've proposed a refurbished, updated Xerox machine that is going to last until the rest of the copiers. I believe we have 8 machines in play in the county. And so this will stay. It'll come up to date with the rest of those 8.
It'll renew
machines.
and all the others.
Yes, ma'am. And that's in 2028,
Yes.
I believe September.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. So right now, that price is looking like $228. I don't know if we're supposed to talk numbers.
Yes.
But that gives us, just an updated machine where she's gonna be able to do everything that she needs to do. And it still has some copies allotted here, I believe, 500 black and white and 300 color copies. So those are covered in that cost, and then anything else is going to be counted as an overage that the county gets, I believe, monthly.
So that fee of $255.34 is just, because it says monthly investment, $255.34.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wow.
That's what the I think that's.
So,
That's with the overage.
no, ma'am. So the lease payment itself is that 228. So that's the machine.
Mhm.
Service being 2659. That's the 500 black and white and 300 color prints.
Okay,
And then, yeah, the cost added together comes to 255, but you can see the individual cost of the prints. They're going down significantly from what you guys are paying currently, just because it's an updated machine.
okay.
And she is right to say that it was end of life. We can no longer get parts to fix that machine. So if something goes,
What was,
we won't be able to fix it.
what was in the lease agreement regarding that kind of machine?
It was actually before my time. So I can't speak on it to exact details, but it was a refinance of that machine from the previous lease. And that's why it cost.
So when we entered into
little.
all these, what was
When
the,
we, I believe, Ashley, you might correct me if I'm wrong, but I think at the time when we did put it all, lumped it into one big contract, the museum didn't need a new machine. They were fine with their machine that they had. Like Ashley said, they weren't using it that much at that time. And so we just stayed with the same machine, but now it is giving them problems and it's not making good copies and.
He didn't tell anybody that he was using his artist.
His big boy one.
His $1,000 for ink.
and has IT looked at this copier and said it's gonna link with our network, it's gonna be good?
Not yet. I figured since it was
It'll be through Visual Edge. We run everything in the county. So of course, yeah, that's.
Well, we
We'll
run
kind of
everything
service
through
it.
our IT department
And-
now, so
Okay.
I know we're not using that, but that is something I was just curious about.
Sure, yeah.
No, I haven't spoke with Richard yet, because it was just, we had to get on this quick because the price goes up. The more we wait, the more the price goes up.
So will this take effect April 1
Nobody else says that.
or?
I'll get it effective April 1, yes,
Okay.
but if we push it any further, of course, like you're taking a month off of
Sure, yeah.
the co-terminus rate,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, coterminous, that's the word I couldn't think of.
Yeah.
Coterminus. I have in my budget, because when we were redoing our budget, my copier expense budget was decreased quite a bit from last year.
Mhm.
And so I only have 562 in the budget, but when
Right.
you look at the report that we get from the auditor's office on the Visual Edge lease, it looks like our actual lease payment is 101.33 a month. And I,
Is that because of the overages y'all are always doing?
well, this is from the end of, this is the end of last month. And the
It was
overage
129.41 last month.
Right, because the overage, the usage charges was 28.08, so that's the overage.
Right,
but the 101.33 was the actual lease payment.
Uh-huh.
So I
Okay.
don't know, when I saw that 71, I thought, well, that's not right either, because it went up. You can see through these that I get from Alicia's office. It was 90.
71.
I know, I was like, it was 97.38, and this was in April to May of last year.
Okay.
So
Go
apparently,
up every year.
okay,
And then, some months, so if there is, there's a property tax.
Correct.
That we also have to pay, so sometimes there's a month that's higher than
okay.
normal.
Oh, yeah.
Because of property tax.
I was looking at that, because it bounces, yeah, it's 97, it's 100, it's 101. But it's pretty much here lately been 101.33 for the last 4 months, so,
And that's probably the new lease payment.
okay.
And so there's a new contract, or is this a separate contract?
It'll
Sure.
run coterminous with the rest of the copiers that are associated with the county.
So
So
everything comes up for renewal at the same time, because we were doing like
Oh, yeah.
multiple contracts, and so we got them all, remember when we did that, got them all on one contract.
And they're gonna add this into that big contract.
Yeah.
And then it'll expire.
Okay, but there's not a contract for between now and then right now. This is,
It'll just add.
Our lease.
Yeah.
The
That's why it
existing one
costs so
on the
much, is
lease,
because
it's
it's-
gonna replace the existing.
Okay.
But I would have to move some money to cover the rest of the year, because at $562, if we're paying 255, that only covers 2 months worth of.
So do we want to do that on a monthly basis if we approve that, or like a,
If you're gonna move it from contingency, I would just figure out what we're gonna need for the rest of the year. and
Right.
put it at once.
because I figured out probably. Well, I didn't figure out what we already had, so it's about 15-30.
so just for the
But we can
record,
do that, it'll have to be on the next. commissioner's
Yeah,
court.
so we can approve it.
so just for the record, if the IT gets in and it doesn't connect network wise, there's something wrong with it. I'm pretty sure it won't. I'm just saying it publicly so we can come back in and remind y'all.
yes, sir, we'll take care of that.
Okay.
It's in your service contract and that's something that's covered
Okay.
in that 255.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
I just want to say it out loud.
Sure.
Well, it's good to keep all of it covered.
Yeah.
Yes,
Get all of our ducks in a row.
and I apologize, I should have spoke with Richard first.
The copies that are allotted in this, the 500 and the 300, is that going to be?
It's significantly more than what I have now, yes, because we're running about
It should take
215.
care of any overages.
Yes,
Yes,
and
sir.
now that I know it's that way, we're gonna pace what we do throughout the year.
We'll have
instead of-
a much better idea in
Yes.
2028 and get a 12-month average of what
Yes.
Ashley's doing. And so we can get it really specific, but right now it's matching about her 6-month average.
And she said overages are just about $10 a month on the newer one.
Well,
Just
yes,
about,
yeah, depending if we keep the numbers the same,
Yeah.
yeah, she's running about $10 over.
just kind of depends. So.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Y'all
guys
have
for
any
having me.
questions for Maggie or
Yeah.
Ashley?
Oops, anything.
And thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank y'all.
Yeah.
All right, do I hear a motion?
Well, if we're gonna do the amount, I'd rather table it.
Well, we can do the contingency next, we can figure that out and,
Well, I don't want to approve something unless I know exactly what we're gonna,
okay. You want to
because I
just
don't think it
table
puts
it
us in a
until we
bad,
have them,
because we can still do it at I mean, it's still gonna be April 1st.
Yeah.
we can do it at the next commissioner court meeting.
Well, next one will be the 23rd, right?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, so yeah,
When is the next commissioner's court?
March
2
23rd,
weeks.
2 weeks from today.
Okay, so.
So before April.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, so then do I hear a motion to table and we'll get all those figures and do a contingency move or approval also?
Move to table the approval of the option from the museum to the next meeting.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, thank you, Ashley. Okay, item 6 is to consider and or approve a water line crossing for Chris Bogner on County Road F.
This is one of our farmers up in precinct 4, and he owns sections on both sides of the Adobe Walls Road. And he's needing to put a 12-inch irrigation line underneath Adobe Walls Road to get water to his other place. He's gonna bore it. So, he's a local farmer. So I'd like to waive the fee for him. But he can get that done.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to waive the fee for the water line crossing.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? I've got that sign. Oh,
Oh, you got,
You-
I'll do
yeah,
that. Yes, I'll do it.
well, oh, yeah, you can take that one and
Okay.
sign it.
And then I'll get.
I'll sign this one and we're.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, we're good. Thanks, Dwayne.
thank you.
All right, item 7 is to consider and or approve the fire marshal office for Hutchinson County. Alan,
So currently, the fire marshal's office is held under the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement. Since I was not able to complete the basic law enforcement academy, there is another option that we can take, and that is through the Texas Commission on Fire Protection, which still allows me to investigate fires within the county. I just don't have the law enforcement side to be able to investigate if there's criminal activity. When I do identify that there is criminal activity, then the local law enforcement will actually have to be called in to assist with the investigation of the fire. So with what we need to do is currently under the TCO, Jason Pender is listed as the fire marshal for the county. We need to abolish the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement side of it. And then create the TCFP Fire Marshal Office and appoint me as the fire marshal. With that, there can only be one employee because of the regulations on being head of a department. So
any questions for Alan?
Kind of like to see all that,
I'd like to see it in,
because what, I mean,
laid out in writing.
what that means for
After the process.
have we talked to Craig? What does it mean for the future of that position? I mean, if you abolish something, man, there's so many. I was wondering what this was because there wasn't anything in our packet about it. I mean, what does it mean for the future of that office, for the county? I mean, there's just a lot of,
Assuming if you abolish this, you could always go back and
right,
the next case there,
Did-
come along, but
Jump through some hoops if you abolish it. You do have to jump through some hoops to get it back. Because Jerry, did we not abolish it last time?
Yes,
And then you,
before I took over the last time, office was abolished, I guess it is. So they took it off the T-pole registration. To get it back, it was about a year and a half process for applications to T-pole that had come out and do actual inspections of the office, look at all your new policies, make sure everything's current. And it took about a year and a half to get it done. But so I will say T-pole is pushing the small agency side of things to stop going that direction. I want to see more or less smaller agencies and more maybe combining with.
combined. Mhm.
So it says if it does go away, it's going to be extremely harder to get it back. But in his situation, the situation that it is, you know, if he's able to determine cause of origin of fire and any criminal activity or criminal investigation, you just forward that report to the local law enforcement having jurisdiction. So like in the county sheriff's office or the cities, if he wants to do an investigation, reporter, you would pass it off to their law enforcement.
I agree with Commissioner Prog, because I'd like to see, not saying just, I mean, that just reinforces what Chris was saying. Before we make this decision, if we have to go back to it later on, what kind of hoops and things we need to jump through.
I want to see the whole scenario both ways.
Yeah,
That,
So we abolish it or we don't abolish it.
Right.
What happens?
right. And if we did go back to that, then the person would have to be, you know, T-Cole certified. first, so we'd have to have that person. Am I right on that,
Yeah.
Alan? Okay.
Are you planning on going back to the academy? No.
I retired once, to be
Mhm.
retired, not disabled and retired.
Okay.
So do y'all just want to table this until we can gather some more information? Do I hear a motion?
I move to table this item until more information can be gathered and presented.
Okay, we have a motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, item A is to consider and or approve sending an invoice to a responsible party when an emergency incident occurs.
So this is, again, so individuals that are not, county taxpayers. This is kind of the way that, City of Borger, Skellytown is actually does it as well. If an individual has an incident in their jurisdiction, they actually send them a bill in order to recuperate some of their cost.
So, for example, the fire at the bridge.
Yes, so for example, the Canadian Bridge Fire, recuperating costs for that, since the fire was actually started by the contractor. Which the total dollar amount that I believe that they've calculated right now is between $30,000 and $40,000 for the response to that incident. The bill is basically built off the same, logic as what an FMAC grant is. When you send it to the FEMA for reimbursement for the cost, it's using the FEMA schedules for the cost of the equipment and the personnel. It is an attempt to recuperate cost and send to their insurance company to recuperate the money for the response that actually occurred. If they don't pay it, they don't pay it. In order to do anything with it, a suit would have to be filed in order to recuperate any cost that they just elected not to.
Okay, so the city of Borger is already doing this?
So the city of Borger has been doing this for a couple of years. Hazardous materials responses, or
Anything that's not like the fault is someone outside the county, basically, not a taxpayer.
correct. So not a taxpayer actually. So me as a taxpayer of the county, I mess up, I start a fire, I cause an accidental release. That is not being charged back to the individual, or not, they're not receiving a bill for it. Individuals outside the county basically are getting, you could actually call it free services without having to pay anything for it. So
What if they're working for a taxpayer?
if they're working for a taxpayer, it's a different piece, but.
I think the attorneys need to look at this a little bit.
Looked at it.
Do we
What
have
policy?
anything?
I haven't seen the policy. I don't even know what we're enacting, like.
I don't,
like
I've never seen this, but, you have a lot of companies here that are based in Hutchinson County that aren't, their home office not here, so. Are they a taxpayer or are they not? Just because.
Yeah, they are.
Property here, is that what you're saying?
Yes,
I'd like to see this letter and the invoice and or processed before I make a decision. And I think that always have to come to court before you'd have to send it out. Like it couldn't just be, oh,
The invoice.
yeah, the invoice before you build anybody, because if there's any threat of litigation of any sort, that the court should.
But we would have to be the ones that filed it.
Right,
correct.
that's what I'm saying.
Probably wouldn't do that because
You can't speak on behalf of.
maybe.
Why we bother?
Yeah, if we're not gonna do it, then why mess with it?
Then that's
Yeah.
not reason.
We pay.
If we just went on records, then we're probably
I
not.
think
Yeah, we just said it publicly, so,
that though, aren't
If you tell somebody,
yes.
they don't get paid, we're not doing nothing, I mean, that's,
Yeah, might as well not even mess with it.
For a lot of money.
Written as part of like the emergency policy that, you know, if response is happening, then this is what we're gonna, I mean, it needs to be detailed out in a policy.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be more legwork on this.
Did you say it was Craig, was there a policy sent to Craig?
It's not a policy. It was, he actually looked at one of the bills that was sent out before and he was okay with it.
Has he looked into what you're proposing here? The whole picture, everything about it? Has he looked at that?
All he looked at was the bill that was presented from the city of Border on one of the incidents to actually obtain
Yeah,
money back.
So
I think we'd have to-
over this, go ahead.
They're already doing it.
Yeah, if they had any problems.
No,
Okay.
one year they actually obtained $100,000 in responses. Anywhere from 10 to 100,000 over the last 3 or 4 years.
I mean, there's just so many steps, like if a company in Hudson County subcontract, somebody come in, accidentally start a fire. Honestly, who's responsible? Is it the subcontractor or because they might be using someone else's equipment. They may be using that business's equipment and it catches fire, or driving that business's truck. There's just so many things. So I would like to see a policy, a protocol, and a purpose on what we do, when we do, and how we do it. Before we just say yes today. I can't say yes.
Do that, we can get what Borders are using, probably their policy. Present it.
I know people don't like.
Well, we have to make sure that, I mean, because what Borger can do is different than what we
Sure.
can do with the state, so that. Because I'm all for sending it, I mean, holding responsible parties responsible. Because, I mean, when you cause damage, to be responsible for that. But it's
Sounds like whoever's insurance is willing to pay is who you'll send the bill to. And that's not
just,
bad.
yeah, there's a lot of gray areas on.
Well, even with the fire that happened 2 years ago, there was a company in the middle of processing or buying, and they didn't, and then another individual, so it's still a mess. And that has nothing to do with Excel, that was the other fire. So nobody really knows who to blame or who to receive compensation from. And there may not be anybody.
Okay, do I hear a motion to table that then?
I move to table this till further policies, procedures, and legwork has been done.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. All right, item 9 is update on ARP grant projects. Anything? Are the engineers still over there?
Huh.
Are the engineers still over there, the architects or whoever?
The architect's supposed to be working on it, but I haven't heard anything about it.
Okay. All right, item 10, consider and or approve the burn ban or rescind the burn ban. Where are we at, Alan?
Burn ban, we're at 555 Turtle County is the maximum. We're at the medium being 475. The past week, the fires that have been started, as well as the predicted fire danger this coming week, as well as potential for storms this coming week. That we are in place.
So no change on that.
Correct.
Item 11, consider and or approve request for use of the club rooms at Borger Fritz.
The March 9th, there's gonna be a family gathering, and then March 14th, there's a baby shower.
And I have March 10th is a Medicare meeting at the club room. And then, of course, this Saturday, we had a birthday party. And use of basically every Saturday's used. I move to approve
Busy over
these.
there.
Yes, I
Okay.
move to approve these.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve those requests. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. Item 12, consider and or approve line item changes, transfers and or budget amendments.
There were just for some additional funds that we've received. One was for the Take It grant that was received by the Sheriff's Department for $500. And then one was for the museum donations for December and January.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
Just make a motion to approve the line item changes, transfers, and budget amendments.
So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? You can. All right, item 13, consider and or approve advertising, opening, accepting or awarding bids. Don't have anything, do we? Okay. Item 14, consider and or approve donations to Hutchinson County. We have a donation from TxDOT of asphalt recycled, I don't know, mumbo jumbo, something. You can talk about it, Dan. You know what it is.
What that is TxDOT sometimes has materials to donate to entities. Okay, the only way you have to donate it to a county before it can go to, say, a city or whatever. And this donation is to material, it has to come to the county, then the next line item is to transfer it to city of Boulder. They want the material. So this gives us an avenue.
We don't have any reason to use it.
Well, that's beside the point. The Boulder wants it. Whether we could use it or not is, it's not gonna get used in the county.
We still have a stockpile
Yeah.
of ground
So-
up pavement out there, right?
Okay,
Yeah, there's still a lot there, but
is this the total amount that they can donate to us or,
no, they just have random material.
oh,
And they're trying to get an avenue so it can go to the counties or the cities that want this stuff. And so, but the county has to be willing to accept it and then donate it back to entity. In this case, it's Border. And so Craig, he fixed up an interlocal agreement, which is next on there too. So if this comes up in the future, all we have to do is just approve it each time, and any donations that are made, it can go to, it's not just Border, it's comes to that bridge, whoever needs this stuff. And but right,
Wayne, is this anything we could use or would use or?
This particular stuff is just some asphalt material, so we still have plenty from the airport milling job.
Okay.
So we're still in good shape on that.
Okay,
you know, you can use this stuff, you can blend it with Cleachy and use it, but that's,
okay, so it's a total value of estimated total of $10,000 for the donation
that's
from
what
TxDOT.
TxDOT estimates the value.
Yeah, that's estimated value. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, so. I'll talk about that.
We're just approving the donation. Yeah, do I hear a motion?
I move to accept the donation from TxDOT in regards to the millings donated to the county.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? And well, I think you need to sign that. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I've got the.
Okay. Use this for us. Yeah. For a copy for us.
Huh?
Copy for us. So we can keep it for the minutes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, item 15 is to consider and or approve the interlocal agreement to transfer road materials to the city of Borger. So there's a copy of that interlocal agreement in your packet. Craig's already approved this. Is that correct then?
Yeah, he approved it and he wrote it, and then in the future, if this comes up next time, you just change the description of the material and it can be used again. And whoever it goes to,
So we're taking all of that and just donating, like what
Yeah.
we just.
we just take possession of it, donate it at the border. And then they're responsible for what they do with it.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
I move to approve the interlocal agreement for transfer of road materials to the city of Border.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? I've signed it. We'll have to send it to the city. All right, item 16, discussion of county judges and commissioners precinct daily operations.
We finally got snack machines and Coke machines in the annex.
Yay. Who put those in there?
Well, it's a company that bought it from a Coke. They kind of have an
Oh.
agreement. And out of Amarillo. I mean,
Okay.
the guy stationed there. It's a big company. And I had to call Florida about 3 times to get it done. So, and they know nothing. They don't even know about the panhandle, but we
Mhm.
got it done.
Okay,
Was there a contract or anything with that?
We're not receiving any profits from it.
Oh, it's just.
That's the way we set it up.
yeah,
We don't want to mess with it. We have to sell $150 worth a month to keep them.
So you're just furnishing space to put them.
Right, right.
We're not paying any. What if we don't sell that much product? What will happen?
They'll take them,
Okay.
but I don't think.
the annex better get to eating and drinking.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, one of the girls told me she could put $150 in there easy.
But we're not responsible if lightning hits it or,
No,
That's-
they're not our machines.
Okay.
And they keep filling them up. So
Okay.
we don't have to worry about it, but they got snacks and the stuff they had there before. I tried to call the guy, would never call me back, and they were sitting there. The candy was old and we frowned every time somebody used it. I mean, so we moved those, we saved them in case they come back and want them, you know. But we moved them out of the way and now we've got the machines, which are a lot better and it's fresh.
Good. I'm sure the annex is happy with you.
They are, and so will the election group. They wanted a refrigerator and I said, you'll get one eventually.
Okay, anything else from any other part of the county?
Still working on nuisance.
Okay.
Found out by law, suggested that, we had, I don't know what's happening in all of Hudson County, not just Fritch area. I'm getting emails by the truckload of nuisance properties and they've started, since we're not really doing anything, they're sending us to the state. So they're complaining on us, in the state. So there's about 4 complaints headed to the state about nuisance property.
Probably not the only county.
Yes. And I gave them the information to report us. Just want to be clear.
Have you contacted any of those landowners that have weeds growing this tall? Have you done any good?
I sent them the letter of 6 up to about 10 letters. The certified letters that I sent you guys that we approved in court. Those are the letters they've been getting. And honestly, I think maybe 50% of them actually do something with it. The other 50, the letters come back or they get the letter and we don't know anything about it. So I think it's a 50% return on response to the letter. But the amount of reporting has significantly doubled.
I sent one person to you. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. That's what I enjoy doing. I want to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to PRPC. Haven't heard back from Lori Gunn, but they're helping or going to help with maybe some possible grant money if the fire marshal, ironically, can sign off on some of the buildings. We could get some grant money for some cleanup, which will mean bids and processing and all that.
Mhm.
But also Grant Works. I've talked to Lubbock, Sam from Grant Works, and she said she'd be looking into something to see if we can get some money from that. Because again, like we've all said 100 times, there's not enough money in the county to clean up all the dilapidated, falling apart weeds,
Right.
stuff. And so if we're going to do some cleanup in Hudson County, we're going to have to go outside and find resources for that. But nothing comes for free. So, and I know there's a lot of citizens worried about their neighbors, trash blowing over and just a bunch of stuff, houses falling apart. And they think the county has ordinances. The county has 0 ordinances. That's why people like living in the county, because you can live how you want to live, off the grid or on the grid or dance in a grid. I don't know, but we don't have any ordinances or restrictions. It's just when it comes into health and safety that we use the state statutes to reinforce what we have. And there's only 9 items on that state statute that we can do. So if they live in junk and squalor, in your opinion, that's not a law breaking issue. Now, if there are some issues with tall weeds, 36 inches or higher, yes, we might can do something. Right now, the county can just send a letter. And so I know there's a lot of people upset, and I've got at least 4 phone calls like, well, what do we pay our tax dollars for? And I said, well, we can raise the tax dollars if you want to do a cleanup. But right now, annually, we've only budgeted $20,000 for nuisance abatement properties. That's all we budgeted. And we raised that from 15 last year to 20 this year. And,
Have we spent any of that?
I haven't spent any of it because, I mean, that's not even one property. If
Right.
most properties to clean up is gonna cost about 25 to 30. But we have discovered, Ben's friend and, that we didn't do the right processes when we put a lien on one of the properties that I, finished what Dale had started. We didn't put a lien on that property. The county has never put any liens on any properties, but we will moving forward if we clean up. And it's not just gonna be 5,000. It's gonna be the amount of whatever the cleanup is, plus some with labor. So again, sounds beautiful. We just haven't worked it out yet. So,
Okay.
I've had one in my precinct since I've been in office,
yeah, it's just
just waiting.
probably a bunch.
They haven't been, there's been nothing approved in court about that, but they will have to be in the future.
Yes, everything will need to come through.
It's whenever.
Yeah, the judge and she's helping me figure out diligent. And so I don't know if it'll be next meeting, but it may be in April. You're gonna see nuisance reports that's gonna have the properties that have been reported. I'm working on the spreadsheet, and I'm gonna work with Amy and Monica, and we're gonna go ahead and throw the septic back in there too, because we can't send letters out for septic even without court approval. So I just discovered that on law. So we'll get all of that. Yes, ma'am.
We've given you that a year, probably over a year ago, the policy procedures,
Yes.
also the letters, everything that we needed to send out.
Well, I mean, each individual has to be approved by the court before we send it out.
So I don't know, I don't think any of this would be happening if we have already had that approved in court. Is that something, that process? What are you working on to change anything in what we had already given you to get approved?
I won't mess with any of your septic. I'll work with, yeah,
Nuisance with septic, with everything.
Yeah,
all
yeah,
included,
yeah, we'll figure something out.
Just wanted to see where that was today,
Yeah.
since it was all taken care of.
Wasn't there a new policy supposed to?
Yeah, it's all.
We have a sample policy for Hutchinson County that just needs to be approved. For letters, for policies, procedures,
yeah.
and the way to go about everything, yes.
What does it cost now, Dwayne, for disposal, tear down and disposal? Do you have any idea, say for a house?
Oh, yeah, we contracted, it's actually not healthy to use your own team. You go out for contract for that kind of cleanup, and that's what we did. We went out, if you recall, I got 4 bids and we awarded, I think it was $17,000 for that property in Sanford Estates. Yeah,
That's all way you get a.
and that was from an outside person. Yeah, we didn't use the county employees for that cleanup. And probably won't, because they won't be able to, they have other jobs they should be doing.
That's not what they're for.
Yeah, yeah. Unless it's a county-owned property, then we might could do something.
Well, that's different. That's not, that's.
Yeah, it's a different ballgame.
Okay, thanks. Good info. Good information. Anything else on precincts?
One thing,
Yes, Sheriff.
for our Moore County contract for our inmate housing is kicking off really well. We've invoiced over 14,000 in 2 months, so trying to make money and bring it into the new jail funds.
That's good.
Let y'all know.
All right, thank you. Hey, anything else? All right, item 17 is to consider and or approve sale of struck off tax properties or tax deeds. We have one tax deed. Property,
And this is through the
Yeah, Texas
but I-
Communities Group.
I have never seen the proclamation like we've seen before for the tax deed, so I did some investigation. And this, apparently, there was a higher bidder on this property, but they never paid. So it went to the next bidder.
Okay.
And that's where we're at on this property. I went and looked at it. Again, it's in the city of Fridge, so
104
yeah,
Hackberry.
right.
No, that's not correct.
No, it's right behind the donut.
Yeah.
So I never received this privately. I just saw it in our packet.
North Cornell.
Yeah, I saw it in our packet Friday, so I didn't know anything about it, but I looked Friday and went through the process.
Yeah, and they have submitted, well, the winning bid was $2,500. And I think the appraisal value was 2,800.
Yes,
So. Do I hear a motion?
I move to approve the bid and accept the bid as presented for the property stated, as well as the tax proclamation transfer.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, the next item is we're gonna adjourn into executive session. Section 551.076 deliberation about security devices. Okay, we went out at. Oh, sorry. I'm back in at 10:47.
In our local operation contract between Angelo State University and Hutchinson County as presented in the contract.
Oh, second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All right, the next item on the agenda is budget workshop. Anybody have anything today? Nope. All right, item 21, consider and or approve a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Okay, all in favor? All right, meeting adjourned.